What's going on, Agents for Life? Welcome to podcast number 251. By the way, happy Life Insurance Awareness Month. Okay. All of y'all hopefully know it's half over, and I am not 100% on my goal of posting every day because it's a new habit and I'm really slow to embrace new habits. Sometimes they get me and I just go through the day and I'm just like going to bed and I'm, dang it, I forgot to post again. But only a few misses. I've been pretty consistent, gotten a few leads out of it so far. People are noticing. And 2 weeks in, not a bad deal. So, I may keep up this trend, but for sure through the month of September, Life Awareness Month. I hope you're doing something. Okay. If you're not, reach out to people. Just say, you know what? It's life insurance awareness. That little policy that's been in the drawer, it's getting lonely. It needs some TLC. Pull it out. Give me a call. Let's just take a look at it. I'll do a free review, right? Get crazy with it. Be fun. Have an enjoyable time. Let people know what they have and find some mistakes. It's always very satisfying to help someone realize, not in a mean way, that sounds kind of cruel, but help someone realize or notice something that's not right in their policy. They thought it was this or thought it was that. You become the good guy because you're helping them find and fix a problem that was going to come out at some point. You just don't want it to come out when the family goes to take their death benefit and they don't get what they thought they were going to get. So it's so satisfying to help correct some of these issues that you'll find just by doing reviews. If you're scared or nervous because you've never done it, you don't know what you're looking at, welcome to the club. My first review felt like this. I held a policy in my hand. I looked down at it. There was a bunch of words and a bunch of numbers, and I had no idea what I was looking at. And I was like, yeah, it looks like you got a policy. Very nice. Good. And yep, thanks for letting me look at it. That was about the extent of my review. So if you're there, you're right on track. Welcome to the club. Good. Just do them. Just keep doing them and you'll get used to it. Okay. You're going to fall on your face at first. You got to get through it. So, anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about why we came here to talk in the first place. I'm skipping over a couple of things because I've got to keep it short this week. I'm preparing for some trainings and I'm going to be in Indianapolis and Orlando. So I got a couple of trainings this week. But y'all heard me maybe talk recently about the 4 core beliefs, I think last week on the team call. I want to go over that one more time. So I can't take credit for these. I listen to a ton of podcasts, kind of a podcast geek. And one of them recently, and I wish I could remember the gentleman's name. They all mix in together. It's kind of a blur, like so many other things in my life. But there was a podcast the other day from an entrepreneur that is like a life coach, and he has kind of this philosophy. I wish I could give him credit, but I can't take credit for any of these. 4 core beliefs that can absolutely change your life. Okay, that's kind of the idea of the podcast here. Number one, and by the way, if you these are a little bit religious because God is in the first two, and if you're not don't believe in God, you know what? Just substitute with the universe or the Big Bang or nature or whatever you want to substitute, but it doesn't make it any less true. These are truths. Okay. And even if you feel in your heart of heart they're not true, these are beliefs that will serve you. Okay. Believing these things will serve you. And I'm going to talk about that. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Whether or not you 100% believe that these are actually true is irrelevant, in my opinion, to a large degree, because they're still going to serve you by believing them. Number one, you are an intentionally and lovingly crafted divine being. Okay. I love that because it gives you a bigger picture than just self. You came from somewhere, something. I mean, you have to believe that, right? I mean, are you an accident? All the cells, the trillions, the energy, everything. The human body is an absolute mind-blowing miracle. And it's even more of a miracle that we can live on Doritos and Spam and whatever else we put, not Spam anymore, but I don't know. This is the first thing that came to my mind. Doritos and whipped cream, right? Or whatever. And we can actually last pretty long on junk food, you know? So God made us pretty amazingly robust, and we gave us the ability to just bounce back and cut through. I mean, humans, there's no limit to our achievement, right? So you are an intentionally loving and crafted divine being. Awesome. Love that belief, right? It really gives you good vibes to know and believe that. Number two, you have a purpose that you agreed to before you came that you were excited about. Now, this suggests some kind of a premortal existence, okay? All right. Don't get so caught up on that. If you don't believe, totally fine. But why not? What's wrong with feeling like you have a greater purpose here that came from somewhere, maybe before we're born with something, right? We're born with gifts. Well, where did those come from? How did they get there in the first place? Where do our spirits come from? Now I'm starting to get religious, philosophical, whatever. All right. I'm not going to spend too much time there, but I do want to plant the idea in your mind that you have a purpose. I think we can all agree with that. We all should have a purpose to our lives that we were excited about before we came, that was something that was already with you when you were born, an innate purpose to your existence and your being. And the greatest challenge in life is discovering and aligning yourself with that purpose and passion, is it not? And when you do, isn't life so liberating? Now, who would think life insurance would be anything close to a purpose? Well, I do. I do. Why can't it be? And why does it have to be, just go serve a mission for the rest of your life and live off of dirt floors and travel around the world or whatever that, and just serve the poor. I mean, those are all good things, and they're all definitely part of who we should be as a human race to help each other out. But why can't you embrace a purpose that is also an enterprise so that when you create wealth, you're in a position to hire people, to donate, to dedicate your life to service and doing things that you want to do and helping out mankind? Because I believe people with money do good things with money. So yeah, life insurance can be a purpose. I mean, it can be the start of you discovering your purpose, but don't think that that's weird, right? I don't think so. Anyways, the belief number three is you have gifts, talents, and life experiences designed to help you. You might have fallen on your face your whole life. You might be going through one of the toughest challenges of your life right now. And this idea that everything works for your good is a powerful concept. Because you think about that, everything works for my good, the good and the bad. It's all there for my good. I mean, this suggests a God because it goes back to God gives us experiences, the good and the bad, for our growth. And you look at some of these people that have been through some of the most horrifying, horrific experiences, and now go around the world on stages, TEDx talks or whatever, speaking their story. They've got something powerful to share, and they're inspiring millions because they went through so much. What if you're going through something because there's a bigger purpose? And what if you believed that going through what you're going through right now, as not fun as it is, if you believed that that was part of your story, because it's going to make you a stronger person and because it's going to let you influence other people's lives in a stronger and much more impactful way than you otherwise would be able to had you not had those trials. Did you think about that? A lot of times when we're going through crap, we're not really thinking about that. Hey, this is awesome. I get to inspire more people, right? Well, I get it. But that's why we're reviewing these as core beliefs, because if you can get these in your core, like I warned you at the beginning, whether you truly believe it or not, it's not nearly as relevant as this is a belief that will serve you. Because when you believe, we follow our dominant beliefs. When you believe something so powerfully, you will live your life into it, and you'll expect certain outcomes, and you'll look at the world a little differently. You're changing your lens, is what you're doing. Belief number 4, all the help you need is available to you. I love this one because this one tells me no matter what, the answers are there. How much hope is there in that statement? It's incredible. You think about it. I mean, it sounds silly, but think about it for just a minute with me. You're going through crap, right? You're dialing, you can't get a hold of anybody. Everybody's no showing you, whatever, right? All kinds of things. The leads are terrible. You're being hung up on. You're being called funny names. I was called a 4-letter word this week that started with an F. Yes, it's not fun when stuff happens, right? And if that happens long enough and you're a new agent, you can despair. You can start going, is this for me? Why did I even decide to do this for? It's not working. And you might think to yourself, does this even work? Right? Well, if the answer is yes, and you know that it works because everything is available, then all you have to do is go find those answers. They're already there. Imagine you're tasked to bake a cake and you have no idea how to make a cake, but you're in a kitchen and there's every ingredient. Pantry's full of all the ingredients you could ever imagine. Well, the cake doesn't exist, but the answers do. Everything you need to make that cake, it's all there. And there's even a recipe book sitting there open, 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of salt. No, that's way too much salt. You see what I'm saying. I'm not a baker, but it's all there. You just have to plug in, find the answers, and then get to work. And you might bake a cake that just flops at first, right? You might bake a cake that tastes like, never mind. But you can make as many as you want. There's no limit. That's the cool thing about God and the universe, is that abundance. The answers are all there. And the only limitation possibly is our timeline. We don't know how long we're going to be on the earth. And that makes it even more urgent for us to dig in, to stop doing things that don't matter, and to start living a life that does. Because the answers are there, I promise you. I love this belief because it's just chock full of hope. It's just overflowing with hope, is that all the answers are there. People are doing it, right? Aren't there successful life insurance agents? In fact, aren't there successful life insurance agents who have come from even more humble beginnings and more challenging circumstances than you? Yeah. Yeah, there are. And they made it. So what does that tell you? You can do it too. Why not? And isn't there hope in that? So all the answers are there. You just have to go get them. You just got to keep putting that recipe together until that cake comes out nice and fluffy with the cream cheese frosting and the little scoop of vanilla ice cream. Oh, I got to go get some right now. Okay. So anyways, I hope this is helpful to you, because if you're going through stuff, and a lot of you are, I mean, the mortgage market's down, the leads, they're great. They're still solid leads, but it's harder to make the same amount of production as it used to be during the heyday of the mortgage. If you're working mortgage protection leads, that's why we have Ethos, and that's why we have these other lead sources. Final expense, you can pivot. But my answer is, you might have to be working a little harder. But guess what? If you go to a job, you're going to have to work extra hard. You can't escape it. It's not unique to being a life insurance agent. You just have to put in the work. The answers are there. You're a divine being. You're divinely appointed with a purpose that you were excited about before you came. And you were created with intentionality by a loving divine God who wants you to succeed. Believe in these core beliefs, because they will serve you. They'll give you a purpose. They'll give you a higher power and a different view of your life that will help keep you pushing through the challenging times because you're connected with something bigger than yourself. And that's the one thing that we all need as life insurance agents is to be connected through the thick and the thin, because there is a lot of thick or thin. There's a lot of hard times, right? But you know what? If you know why you're here, you know where you're going, and you know that the answers are out there, we can always rest assured that it's going to be okay. I just have to keep going.